Messages from Heaven by Janie on YouTube and .net. I've got a wig on in case you are wondering how did I get long hair, but from the shortcut that I really do have. Um, I am really 77, and when people get older, especially if they use hair color, well, fact is that a lot of my hair fell out after I used NOF, NOF dark red hair color. Came out in bunches, and it has not grown back. And so I have at least one bald spot that I really hate. It bothers me. And I'm vain enough still at this age to put a wig on my head. And I have another wig that's something like this one in the bathroom, and I put purple on it just before so that I can wear it, and some of my hair can stick out because if you like purple hair or your hair is purple, you can never cover everything with a wig. My hair was at one point it was silver, and I used the purple hair color, and so it was really a nice silver, but it got white over the last something 10 years, and it was really pretty, and I had long white hair, but it did get thin. That's part of it getting old. That part, is not a big deal, really. When you think about it, um, there are so many things that young people can get, and of course, old people. When you get old, there are no promises because really, one doctor said to me, she was a physician, she was, what do you call it, when they fix your bones. She said, when you're at 50, you're supposed to be eaten by wolves. You're not supposed to be walking around living and playing tennis and doing all the stuff that people do. Oh, it's so sweet. Thank you. No, I know how I am. Um, and uh, the neat thing is that since I'm an artist, I can look at people. I look at my family's photographs from like 1920s, and I can see, oh, there's my nose. Look at this. Here's my lips. I know that my father and my grandmother, who was born in 1878, had these eyes, except hers were blue, and I have almost her face, just a little bit of my mother in there. Anyway, um, I don't know what somebody was just writing something really funny and cute, but and I really love what people write. Anyway, hair care for women isn't it a pain in the neck? It really is. If your hair is real curly, it's hard to do what you want with it. If it's straight, oh God, my granddaughter has super straight hair. She could put stuff in it and make it so it's curly, and she would, and she did. She's only 11, but she wanted curly hair so badly. It's not going to happen if it's really, really straight. Now, and the other two have curly hair. They have real curly hair. So I guess it's maybe hard. She hasn't said anything, but it's probably hard to look at their curly hair when hers is straight like a piece of steel. Um, I wanted to do news today, the Janie news. I don't know what to call it because it's different, but it's realistic and it's from me. I saw that Trump had put a 25% tariff plus punishments on stuff that comes from India. I I saw that. I don't even know what to say. And there's worse. When I made notes, and there's actually worse. I don't know how in our nation, in the United States, other sane politicians have allowed this man to do what he's done. He has stuck. I mean, his Bondi had I can't remember. He made her the head of the courts. Um, for as much good as she did, he could have used me or my dog. This is what's going on here. When he was up for, he was guilty. He was uh, said to be guilty by the judge in his case of cheating like crazy on his taxes and that whole business. And he came up for punishment. What was he going to be sentenced to? And they let him go. You know why? He was threatening the judge and the judge's daughter, literally. Well, he has a gang. He has magas, and it's just my opinion. It's for entertainment purposes only. I assume they're all uh, what do you call it? They all have guns. I don't know that that's true, but they were threatening. And by the way, Pelosi, right? Pelosi has been she's been the representative from San Francisco for many years, and she's very very powerful in the Democratic Party. Well, a guy went to their house looking for Pelosi, didn't find her. He found her husband, and he beat him up with a hammer. Her husband recovered. Um, I don't know that she took time to take care of him at all. Um, Maybe one of their kids did. She had 5 kids. She's in Congress. She and um, what's his name? I can't think of his name. Schiff got on Biden because Biden was going to run again. I hope I'm not boring the hell out of you. He was going to run again, but they decided and they made this whole plot to make sure he didn't run for president again because they were afraid. He is an old guy, he's sharp, but they kept insisting that he was demented. He wasn't demented. But if you keep saying that about old people don't look into it, they just believe it. Some people believe whatever you say. And if it's in the newspaper or on television, they believe it. You don't have to back it up. It doesn't have to have any reality. So they said that, and Biden said, "Okay, I won't run again." And and the so-called victory by Trump was he had his buddy from South Africa. What's his name? Um, I don't know. He's a insect or something. So he screwed around with the machines through the computers, and it came up in a lot of places where it's heavily Democratic as 0 votes for Kamala Harris and every vote for Trump. Excuse me, in places where it's almost all Democratic, and you're saying she got 0 votes. So right now, I think it's just New York is looking into it, and eventually they'll find out. They'll see what happened because he didn't win. He was having to pay people to come to his big things where he would talk. They weren't coming by themselves. They were already tired of him and his rants about how everybody did him wrong. So anyhow, he's enough to. Oh, his son now, his dumbest son, and that's really something, because Trump is known to only have an 83 IQ, and I do believe it. Of course, it's because I read it, so I can do that too. But I don't think he's smart. I think he's got a certain ability to, maybe charisma, to get people, but I don't think he's got the brains. And I think in the days when he went to school were the same days when I went to school, in because he's my age. Oh, well, almost. We're pretty close in age. You used to be able to pay somebody. I never did this. My God, I would never. What I was doing wasn't important, but at UPenn's Wharton School, it is important, sort of. I mean, people from there, when they graduate from there, go into industry. And but at that time, you could pay people to take your tests for you. So I assume he paid either a brilliant Chinese young man or a brilliant Indian young man, who, of course, would look nothing like him, but they became for that day Donald Trump. Now, I don't have any, nobody has told me that, and I'm totally making it up in my mind that that's what I think happened. I know that that the colleges didn't do cards until when they started, I think, around 1980, and I definitely could be wrong. But I remember when I was going to school at Temple University for my master's, I, I, well, they didn't really insist that you showed them your identification card. You had to have one, but they didn't insist. So, it still wasn't very tight, and that was a bad neighborhood. Um, I did have an ID when I was from 1970 at the University of the Arts. Didn't Not from where I really went for my art training. Um, that was a great place, but that was the I should shut up about this. The Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts, and you could come in the front or back door. And I used to come in the back, drive up with my '77 Chevy, and I would have the largest canvas that would fit in that car. And like whatever it was, I would be dragging it out because I would stretch the canvases on myself, and I loved it. When I would finish gessoing the canvas, I would put it by my bed so I could see it because I loved it. I loved the fact that I could paint. It really was an outlet for me, and I was a pretty depressed person, and it helped. Just I loved the idea that I guess I could paint how I felt, which is really what I did. I've painted my life since I was about 16, and then I went to school. So I learned better how to do it. Uh, I mean, there are better painters, believe me, but I can paint and whatever. Okay, what is this? Oh, oh, okay. Yeah, I wondered about Palestinians. Why didn't any of the Muslim nations take the mothers and children, especially Egypt and Jordan, that have borders that they closed? I mean, they really closed their borders. They wouldn't let anybody in. Why? They let them be killed. Why didn't they take them in? I mean, I would take them in. What's the difference? And they were Muslim. In fact, they're the same. Jordan is the same kind of Muslim that they are. I don't understand that. Why didn't they talk to what's his name and do a food drop? My brother said to me because who the hummus, whatever, honestly, hummus is too good for them. Their name should never be hummus because hummus is actually something good to eat, and they're not good for anything except killing. Really, if they would drop a lot of food and medicine, I don't understand why they didn't. And they could have gotten Nesferatu to, to accept. I know what I did, um, to accept it. All right. So I wrote myself another note saying Trump India 25% plus penalty. Why? Is that why our clothes are so expensive? All of a sudden, it's not all of a sudden. Clothes really are getting more and more expensive. And I hope if they are, that means that people in countries like Vietnam and other places where they're making them are getting paid more. I know they're not. Knowing the way people are, they'd take the money away from them if they could. Supposedly, whatever the reason is, um, we used a public. It was a what do you call a washing machine. A place that would wash your clothes for you and bring them back because my husband is literally on his deathbed. Honest to God, he's got kidney disease, got one kidney left. He's living great for somebody like that. I mean, he's been cooking and doing what he likes, not driving anything he doesn't like to do. He can't do. But okay, so use this laundry. So all my jean shorts or jean, whatever you call them, they come below your knees. They're all gone. But I have things that I never like. This shirt, I didn't buy this, and I have pants on that are purple. I never had them. They took stuff. I mean, like I look at my in my drawer for my pants. I look at the pants. Hey, I didn't buy these. I never had white pants. Same thing with the sheets. I thought that they took all the good sheets. No, they're like sort of missing, and some are there. And I mean, yes, a lot are missing, but anyway, that was what the heck was their name? It's not nationwide. Uh, Nest something Nest. I can't remember what. It's my opinion. They were very nice. I talked to the people, the company, whatever, in Rhode Island, which is it's a state that's up in our northeast. I can't remember anything, but it's up in the northeast. You know, the part where what do they do? They have a really cute accent. Anyway, up there, but they have the local things. Where they come and pick up your clothes. They were very nice, and I don't. I imagine the people doing the work were probably nice, unless they were already rated. We have the worst kind of rating going on in. I don't see it right here. I live in a suburb in Delaware. So I'm not seeing people being grabbed here. But in other places where ICE goes, they have been literally breaking the car windows of people and pulling them out in front of their children, in front of little children. That happened to one man, and I don't know. I mean, somebody else took pictures of them walking down the street. These ICE people have only their eyes. That's all you can see. They're covered up. They're wearing black, and they have no insignia, so you don't know. You don't know whether they're anybody from the federal government or anything. And their cars are not marked either. They're black. I think black SUVs. So you have to assume that they're they're government people. They're taking them, regardless of how long they've been in the country, whether they have stores or they work for, because our vegetables are not being picked. This year, they're not being picked. I'm sure Trump is going to eat very well, but I don't know what our vegetables are going to cost. Um, because they've been raiding a lot of farms, going to places, what do you call them, where they slaughterhouses and different things like that. I'm glad I don't eat meat. Um, it's horrible. The whole thing is horrible, and it doesn't matter whether they picked up young people who were citizens. I mean, you have to prove to somebody in ICE, to people in ICE, taking time, and you're there in these horrible places. You have to prove to them that you are an American citizen or that you have a right to be in this country. I don't think there's anything else besides being an American citizen that would convince them to let you go. And they keep people for a while. If they happen to pick you up and you're visiting, God help you. It is not. It's not good. It's really scary. It's a very scary thing. And I had one friend who was here from Brazil, and I think that she went back to Brazil because she was afraid. People kept warning her, and she was an American citizen. a naturalized citizen. She was really afraid. And they keep people don't get their medication. They could be older, and they could be young and need, I mean, what if they're diabetic? Tough luck. People are dying in their custody. It's very serious stuff, and it's um, the maggots. They're the people for Trump. Don't seem to worry. From what I see, they think it's good. What's good? I mean, you're not. If you want to get criminals who came originally from other countries, that's something different. You're talking about criminals, people who hurt other people, but that's not what they're doing. They're just picking up anybody who has a certain color of skin. Um, it's scary. It's very, very scary. Oh, I thought this was really cute. Eric Trump, who is the president's, I might have said this before, he's the president's dumbest son, which means goes pretty. I'm sorry. Eric, I'm really sorry. He said that he thought he could be the president after Trump. Oh my God. Really, God help us. American, the, they're pulling money out of all the departments in the American government, and they're falling apart. They were pulling money out of the department. They want to do away with the Department of Education. You know who they put in charge of the Department of Education? A woman who works. I think her husband started it, and she works with wrestlers. Never did anything. She's not a teacher. She never worked in education. She wasn't a secretary in a school. She was nothing like that. She she works on like what that's a place that gives guys those great big belts that say World Wrestling Champ or something. That's the person who's in charge of our schools. Um, okay. Um, Oh, it's said in the BBC, which is what I read. I read the newspaper from Philadelphia and the Guardian. Um, the why there's more turbulence when you fly is comes from climate change. They're trying to work it out where they can maybe beat that, but meantime, it's harder. Um, I wanted to mention the hostages are still being held by the Hamas. They really shouldn't be called the stuff you eat. Okay. India and the United States launched a satellite together. It's like crazy. He's putting this 25% tariff on and punishments. And meantime, we're sending off a rocket. Does does he know anything? Like, has he paid attention to anything? Does he even know what we're doing? I don't think so. Air India had they had oh I can't read my writing. They had an audit. They had 51 safety violations. That's a lot. But I wouldn't say go to Afghanistan and use theirs. I'd still rather use Indian. Um, I don't know, but that doesn't sound good. 51 safety violations. Like, why? What are they doing? Are they having it? Are they having it like the mechanics from Afghanistan? What's going on? Trump, Brazil. Yeah, Brazil. Oh my God, he decided. I'm sure. I'm sure he decided because he knew the facts. Hmm. He raised their tariff to 50%, and he tried to get people to like rise up because his buddy Bolsonaro was voted out. He was a tyrant there, a dictator, and Trump really liked him. He felt like he was a buddy. So he he wanted to. What is he doing? Oh my God, I can't read what he's he's doing something about their Supreme Court, like razzing it, but probably not just razzing it. Um, I don't know what he's doing. God knows. He's just trying to give it bad press, I guess. And he'd really like the people to rise up and put Bolsonaro back in because he likes dictators. The population did kick him out. Okay, did that one. Celsius. Oh my God, yes. There's a company named Celsius, and apparently they make these drinks for people who exercise, unlike me, which I need to do. So they have this energy drink, and they sent out a whole bunch of cans filled with vodka instead of the drink. So I, I don't know whether the people were energized or they fell over. Okay. Um, okay. Oh, Angola. It's good to know. Angola, which is sort of in the middle of Africa, um, they have protests right now about the price of petrol. 22 people were killed and 200 people were injured. As bad as I feel, or as angry as I feel toward Trump, I gotta say that living in a democratic country gives us more freedom than that, where they can, you can protest and they obviously will come after you. Um, oh, yeah, World Athletes. There's a company, it's called World Athletes. They're introducing a test for female athletes because they want to take out the trans people. They don't want male male to female uh, uh, being running or doing whatever their athletic prowess, whatever it is. They don't want them to test as women. And I can't tell you. I don't know what my opinion is because I feel bad for them, and yet as a woman, their physique is as a man. And I understand that not everybody has DNA that is only one sex. Like, I know I'm a female and I never doubted it. Uh, but people do. There are lots of people who have their DNA is not right. It's just, maybe it's whatever it is, they actually have a mix of male and female. They may have come out from their moms with both sex organs or one, but they're still partially the other. Um, I had a friend who that happened with, and um, he he came over with our old house and helped us paint. As a male, he taught me how to drive a stick shift. And later on, he finally came out, and he was a woman. She became a woman. She was a grandmother, and she was a wonderful grandmother. I don't know what you do, and I don't know what you say. It's just, I think what you say is fine, good. I like you. You're you. Whatever you are is good. But when they're competing, then you have a problem because because it's different. If you have, I don't know. It's a problem, and I don't know the answer to it. Um, okay, Trump put in that we now will have no limitations on carbon emissions, so it will be harder to breathe here. Isn't that great? Um, as far as what do I feel is happening, well, he was dis- he. Oh, we paid for Trump to go to Scotland. This was government money. He went to Scotland. Nobody wanted him there, and he got to play golf for a couple days. Isn't that wonderful? And then he came back, and we paid for the gas in the jet that took him and brought him back, and we paid for whatever. I guess he paid for his own room at his own place. Um, he is such a grifter. I mean, he really should have his picture under grifter in the dictionary. I mean, or online because nobody uses the printed dictionary anymore. It should have his picture. Trump. Do you want to know what a grifter is? Here. This is what he looks like. I, he's just that. And do I think he'll be taken out? Well, he is getting something wrong with him because when he speaks, sometimes he gets this thing like he'll be saying something unrighteous, blah, 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 and then he goes back maybe to the speech. I don't know. I never listened to him, but I have seen clips, you know, of the video of the where he messes up, and it's just real verbal garbage. I mean, it's not words; it's just a mix-up of sounds. So there's something wrong. That's not normal. I can ask. I am a medium, and I talk to spirits all the time. So it's okay. You can think I'm nuts. It's not a problem. I don't care. I really don't care, and that's the way it should be. You and I are the king and queens of ourselves. So if I decide that you're nuts, doesn't matter. It's you who count. My opinion does not count. Yours doesn't count to me. It's what I think, what I feel. And I do not think it's nonsense. Talk to my family. Yeah, mom's a little, they think so. Um, I don't even want to go into it, but I'm going to ask about what my guides think will happen with Trump. Dear guides, what what do you see happening, let's say, in the short run for this week with Trump? Nothing. Nothing. He's going to keep going the way he was. Do you see him being taken out at one point? Yes. Right away, yes. Um, will it be the American government that takes him out? Not necessarily. It's not. It doesn't sound like it. It's no. It's going to be not that it won't be the government, but it'll be a mix. I don't know whether it'll be the courts and I know that the what do you call them? The very very rich want him out because he's ruining business here. And they don't like it. And the whole thing about um, Epstein is the the man purposely walked in on little girls who were naked. Um, he generated these pageants. He owned them, and he felt that as an owner, he could walk in at any time. He said that, and they were naked, little girls, like 11, 12 years old, 13 years old, putting on their little bathing suits and dresses. He would just walk in, and he has said that more than once, and I've seen him saying it. Um, and what did he do? He was best friends with Epstein, and that was Epstein's business, having young girls have sex with old men. They didn't. I mean, whatever. That's what Epstein was doing, and his partner was Ghislaine Matthews. No, I can't think of her last name, but Trump was best friends with him until they had a falling out. Um, so I think they were best friends for about 10 years. And knowing that he was walking in on these girls, and he has said that one of the things he liked about somebody was that she looked like his daughter. He's always said that if his daughter were not his daughter, he would want to date her. Okay. Mm. So, what was Trump doing with these 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds? I feel, and it's just my opinion, it's nothing more than that, and it's for entertainment purposes only. I feel as though he wanted to pair up, is a nice way of putting it, with these kids. And the reason he doesn't want the information to get out is obvious. Um, People in this country really don't like that. Even maggots don't like that. Uh, One way he was able to turn maggots against the Dems was to say, Democrats, was to say that they were having these orgies with kids in the basement, which didn't actually exist, of a pizza place in, I don't know where it was. I guess it was in D.C., but I don't know. And some poor guy got his rifles out, rifles S, and went into this restaurant with the rifles. There was no basement. There was there was nothing going on. It was not like that. Um, but that's how he got them riled up because people have children. They have grandchildren. They don't want this to be going on. Anyway, um, I do think he will be taken out. Um, I wish the information would come out faster, and there are people who have it. There are. Whenever there's actually there was a lot of information that didn't come out about things that he did. Surprisingly, I haven't seen it, but maybe it's because people lost interest in it. Okay, I'm sorry about the shoehorn it left there, and yep. By the way, I'm scheduled finally to have my back surgery, uh, and I don't think it's going to make any difference as far as my doing shows because I really enjoy doing the shows. Um, but in the beginning of nobody's talking to me. In the beginning of September, nobody is. All right. Uh, okay. Here's Mohammed. On the car. Okay. I do like about one thing about the United States. It really is a melting pot, and it's nice. I I do like other cultures. I don't know about you, if you like them, but we change, we reincarnate all the time, and we do get to be in other cultures, in other nations, and we're other colors and everything. We change in every time. I don't want to come back, but I do enjoy other cultures. And okay, so I was this or I was that. I do. I think that's one thing I really like that that all the black people didn't go back to. There was some of the people really wanted them to go back to Africa. Glad they didn't. Although, if I were in their place, I'm wondering if I would not, because it's not. There's a lot. There's tremendous prejudice here. There really is. That's one of the reasons Trump has been um, successful. It really is, and the Native Americans have it very very hard. I live in the East, literally on. I mean, I don't live on the Atlantic, but the state is. So I'm very far, and I don't know what it's like to be Native American. You don't know when you're born again. You don't know. You don't remember your life. I remember some, but even if I remembered, I don't have that experience in my heart. I don't remember that way. Just, oh, yes, I was, I really was Spanish. I was killed in 1937. in the subway when the Nazis bombed the subway. That's true. And that's actually true. But do I remember being Spanish? No. And cover up that little bit. Um, my family, one part of my family, was actually Spanish. Um, so okay. I hope you have a lovely evening. I think it's probably midnight or later in your country. Um, going both ways. It's going on 7:30 here, and I've got to because of both of our situations, I have to type up the shopping list. So do it now. All right, feel good. Oh, something top fans. What's that? Oh, that's so sweet. Oh my God, come over. I got places for you to sleep. Oh my God, what's this? Whoa, thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Woo. Oh, Ma- Manthan Sharma. Yay! Bees Charger. Ali, I can't say these names. Ali, wait a minute. Alif Tikar. I probably just murdered her name. The redheaded gypsy. I know her. She's my friend. Uncle Ed. Daniela Sele. Oh, what a beautiful name. Dania Sele. Manuel Nunez. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I'm gonna cut it off. Love you. I do really do. Yes, okay. I'm sorry if I bored you. I really hope